Stephen Paddock. I'm sure you've all heard his name and know what he did. If not, let me refresh your memory. Uh, in Las Vegas, he killed 58 people and then left 500 more hospitalized. How one man could achieve all this by himself is baffling, until you realize there wasn't really that much of an issue with the arsenal of military-grade weapons at his disposal. And how was he able to obtain such a massive arsenal? Mainly because the gun laws are so loose. But why are they so loose? And more importantly, can they be fixed? After several nights of research, I may have the answer to that question. First, I'll explain the severity of the issue and why our gun laws are so loose in the first place. Second, I will present to you the solutions that I see best fit to solve the United States' massive gun problem. Third and finally, I'm going to explain what you as an individual can do to help keep these guns out of the criminally and mentally insane from running rampant around with guns. Now first, so how bad is gun violence really? Let me allow me to ask you this. Whenever you hear that our country is the best at something, we tend to feel proud of ourselves, right? Well, I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. Out of the 23 countries considered by the World Bank as high-income countries, the U.S. accounts for 43% of the total population. That's a large amount. But also holds responsibility for 82% of the gun-related deaths, as you can see here. Out of the 23, let's narrow that down to a smaller scale. In the U.S. alone, the average daily amount of gun deaths is 32 people. That's in one day. Annually, 11,000 people die from gun violence every year. Now let's look at some few examples provided by Al Jazeera. One of which being the Mandalay Bay massacre done by the man named Stephen Paddock, who did kill the 58 people. The other, which seems to get me every time I'm reminded of it, the Sandy Hook massacre. A man named Adam Lanza killed his own mother before later going into an elementary school full of little kids and killed 26 of them with an AR-15. Those are little kids, and the man just gunned them all down. Now, to find out why our gun laws are so loose in the first place, we must understand how the NRA, the National Rifle Association, affects our gun laws. They are the largest gun lobby in the U.S., and they use their power to stop the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, for providing research and advocating for more gun control by cutting away most of their research funding. And due to this, since 1996, their funds have dropped from 5.6 billion to only 100,000. That's a massive difference. So what are the solutions, you may ask? Well, my first one is that we should restrict gun purchases to only pistols with limited magazines, smaller magazines. The main reason why killers are able to get off killing so many people is they have AR-15s or even pistols with just a really long magazine. That's how they are able to kill so many people. And then secondly, they should have serious background checks enforced whenever somebody is buying a gun. That's checking into their full history, whether it be somebody in their family having a mental illness or they themselves having a mental illness. Secondly, they should check for any history of violence at school or at home, whether there's domestic abuse or whether there are any previous school records showing that the student was violent toward others. So how can we as a people put these steps into effect? For one, we should contact our state representatives. That's State Governor Greg Abbott. If you know of somebody within your family who you wouldn't trust with a weapon, take steps into removing it from their possession, as I've stated here. On a larger scale, contacting our state representatives by phone rather than email or other forms of social media will have such a great impact on their priorities rather than replying to an email or a tweet. Calling them just provides that sort of personal contact between you as a civilian and them as the representative. Now, the third and final step is we should also raise awareness of what the NRA is doing to stop these gun laws from being more effective and more secure. Now listen, I know you've heard before that taking 5 minutes of your time will make a great impact, but I'm here to tell you that taking 5 minutes of your time could save the rest of someone's life from being taken away. Now to recap, we covered just how bad gun violence is in the US and how it became to be that way. Now keep in mind that I am no way suggesting against our constitutional rights as citizens to own a firearm, by no means. But what I am against is allowing psychopaths to run around in elementary schools and concerts, taking the lives of innocent civilians. So let's take these steps together in reducing how many lives are lost due to gun violence. Thank you.